All right, we are at Daphne episode 2. We got a little bit better lighting going today. Shout out Pops, you came in and put in a new fixture here for Grandma. Gave her some lighting. Grandma, how you feeling today?
Very much better. A
Good.
little shaky, but I'm okay.
There we go. We 2 days out from Thanksgiving right now. We saw we just left off with the, what did you call the Dundos? What is it called? In Jamaica, what was it called? The Dundos? What did you say in the story?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
After that, I came home and I started to think about it because my pastor did not know anything that, what I really make a decision. I wasn't making any decision. We were just very good friends, but this guy was really in love with me. And so I had to start to think about, but at that time, my pastor had other plans because they grow me like their daughter. And he couldn't tell me what to do, but he would always tell me, you have to be careful and you have to pray and you don't know to get into something, just trust the Lord and the Lord will provide and when the time is right.
Yeah.
So I started to think about it and I talked to the guy a lot and so one evening he came to Bible study. He came all the way from Porus to Mandeville to Bible study. Yeah. It's unusual, but he comes and he ride a bicycle. He never have a car. And so he was pushing his bike and we were talking on his way home. And I told him that, we can't just be good friends, but as from here on, we don't go any further.
You friend zoned them. Grandma, that had to hurt. You friend zoned my man. I'm glad you did though, because I wouldn't be born if you didn't.
He felt so bad. He said, you don't mean it. I said, yes, I mean it. We are friends, but I don't think this will go any further than here. And I don't remember what else he said. And when we went to the party where he has to continue and I turned to my home, I said, okay, Dudley, take care. And he says,
He was hurt. Yeah,
he was hurt. The next time I saw him, he told me he had to go down a hill. He said, I was riding this bike down the hill and I felt like going right over because you were all on my mind. You were all that I was waiting for. And so I leave it at that. I never tried to keep in touch with him. And so I keep on doing my missionary work at a church where I was. And because of that, I traveled from one place to another place from where I live. And when I came back one day, there was a lot of young people in the church. We have a lot of young people. There was a friend of mine getting married by the name of Cecil, and there was another friend of mine but they were kind of younger people than I felt like I was the older one of the group because of the time when I start serving the Lord. I start very young when I was 15, 16, and I was all embodied with the Word of God. And I wasn't the boy type. I was always think myself
focused,
better and more spiritual. So I kept myself in that kind of a way. So when I came back, one of my friends told me that, I hear you're going to get married. So I thought they were thinking about the guy from Porus. I said, to Stephen Morrison. I said, to who?
Yeah.
I said, where you people get that from? They said, well, last week we were here and we had them talking, and they said, Stephen saying love you and him go and marry you. I was so mad.
What you mad for?
I was mad.
That's good.
And so I went to my pastor's house, the package that same day that they gave me from the place I came from. And the pastors, I gave it. I didn't see my pastor, but I saw my pastor's wife. She was always like a dear mother to me. And when I gave her the pastor, she said, Sister Daphne, what is this I hear about you? I said, what did you hear about me? You mean you are our child? We hear you're going to get married. I said, Sister Broody, where you get that from? She said, we hear you're going to get married to Stephen. I said, to who? He said, well, Sister Daphne. I said, I don't even know this guy. I see him at church. I never speak to him. He never speak to me. How could they say something like that? I don't want my name mixed up. She said to me, Sister Daphne, they have a word that says, if it no go so, it almost go so. It's a statement. Me leave. Come home, my brother tell me the same thing. So what's going on with you and Stephen Mark? I said, listen to me. I was so mad. But at that time, how the story came out, Stephen Morrison, Carlton, Lindsay, and Septi, my three brothers, the two of them belong to the church. My brother don't belong to the church. But where they work into one big building. Stephen is the electrician, and Septi and the other boy, they do welding and things. So they work together. When they meet at that place, Stephen would go about his business to do the wiring, they would do the plumbing work. So as young men, they talk. So it looked like Stephen must tell one of them.
And then it got out.
That he likes me. And the one with that church now, tell the others what a church. And my brother come home and hear. So from church, the one brother tell the other one a church, and the other one tell the other one a church, and the other one, and I have no...
Telephone. They play the game of telephone. They
Nobody tell
rumors spreading.
So that's how it come out. And my grandfather took sick. And my pastor always used Stephen as a little Timothy. Anywhere he goes, he would carry one of the boys with him, like to visit. So this Saturday, my grandfather was in the hospital. He's like my father, but my grandfather was in the hospital. And my pastor went there to visit him. Stephen was in town near the hospital, and my pastor saw Stephen and asked Stephen, said, come with me, let's go visit Brother Martin. Stephen parked his bicycle wherever I want to park it, and him and my pastor went to see my grandfather. And my grandfather told them that, oh, Daphne didn't come to see me yet. And the pastor said, okay, I'll give her a ride. I'll bring her up to see you later. So from there, the pastor left the bedside and he said, Stephen, come along with me. So Stephen came along with my pastor in the car. That time my pastor well know that he want to set up Stephen.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
But he couldn't say nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he say to Stephen. But he and Stephen drive to my home. My grandmother's there. They call her Mother Fanny, Auntie Fanny. They drive the car. Stephen have to come out of the car with me. So when they come out, my pastor see my mother and, oh, Auntie Fanny, how is this, how this? And Stephen say, hi, Mother Fanny, and him stand up on the veranda, and me see him. And they were talking, and me go to him, and me say, listen to me. I said, listen to me. I hear this rumor at church about me. And I said, listen to me. I don't want my name to be suppressed. This, that. I was so mad to this young man. And he stand up and he never said nothing. I said, listen to me. I don't want my... All him said, I don't know nothing about it. He said he knows nothing about it.
Deny it to the end. Grandpa taught us all. Deny it to the end.
He left with the pastor. I see him at church Sunday. A week after, my pastor came home, my father came home from the hospital, and then my auntie came in from America, but before my auntie came, most of the people come and visit my father, and I think Stephen came with my father, with the rest of them, and I just don't pay no mind. So after that, my brother came one evening. Papa was home now in the bed, and we didn't have an electric light. My mother have a house next to my father's house, and that's where I stayed because he was sick to help my grandmother. So the night my brother came, he came from work, and it was getting dark. We have no electric light. And he said, Daphne, who you have right in your Mandeville post office? I said, what you going to ask me that? I said, I just come from St. Elizabeth and I was in Porus. Anybody could write me, but I never used that post office. We use a postal agency. So it's unusual for me to get a letter there.
Right.
But the girl who was the postmistress that they think no septic and tell septic.
Yeah.
There's this letter there for Daphne from last week or from 2 weeks ago. You want to take it for her. That's how him take the letter and brought it to me. When he brought it to me the night, it was, I look at the back,
Grandpa.
no name back there. I tear it and I open and I see at the bottom, Stephen Morrison.
Yeah, Grandpa.
I said, what is this? Oh my God. There was no lie. I tell Mama, I say, okay, I'm going over to my, when I go, I found it was Stephen who wrote me. The letter was there all the time when my pastor was saying it. That man never said nothing, but he put it in writing. And that's how Stephen and I started. When I saw it, I said, oh my God. At that time, my aunt came home. And when my aunt came home, she said we had a funeral and everything. No, I gave him an answer. He said to me, I thought you was never going to answer it. In the letter, he makes specific thought about me, what he thinks about me, how I look, how I dress. And he is in love with me. And he would like for me to be his wife one day. That's how it's a short letter. He describe what he sees in me, how him like, and he's in love with me, and he would love for me to be his wife one day.
Grandma, where is this letter at? We need this letter. You lost it?
I don't even know. It's 60 years that gone. That's the letter he gave me.
You should have kept the letter.
I should.
It'd been romantic.
I should have kept most of
all
his
of them, yeah.
I should have kept them. So, because he wrote it, I not send him to no post office. When I got the letter, I wrote it back to him. And
But aren't you seeing him at church every week?
I see, because he goes away, to come back on weekend. He travel out and do work.
Right, but you're seeing him at church though. But he's not saying anything in front of you.
I see
Only
him,
letter.
I see him at church. We had one Highland go down by the, he never come down with me and say hi to me. He never say hi to me. That's why I said I never talked to this boy. I never talked to him.
He just did it in letters.
I know he was there. He have a little group of boys that him teach Sunday school. He was always so dignified, but he never talked to me. And I never, and there was a girl named Sheena Tyndale. I know Sheena Tyndale like him a lot. And I always see Sheena Tyndale going and talk with him. So I think, maybe this guy is, I know this one is with this one. I know Marjorie is with this one. I know this one. I cannot know the two.
Right.
And I see this girl, she named Sheena Tyndale. She was a tiny one. I always see him talking with her. So I don't pay them no mind because I was up there,
Yeah.
I was older than them. I was a missionary for a year and 9 months while church was going on. That's the time he came into the church. When Stephen came into the church, I was at Porus.
Right.
So I didn't know him. I didn't know when he get saved. I didn't know when he get baptized. I didn't know this guy. So I was not interested in him. So
when you got the letter, when you got the first letter.
The first, I wrote it back and I gave it to him personally.
But were you interested? You were interested back?
Yes, I wrote back the letter. And I tell him, I got your letter and I'll take your request in prayerful consideration. I get your letter and I'll take your request in prayerful consideration. That's how I answered.
Y'all were so technical like back then. It was like
yes, that's it.
It was like it's like signing a form or something. Like it wasn't.
No, that's what I told him. And from that we started. After I told him that, that's time we started to talk. Now we break the thing.
Yeah.
We see one another. We talk together.
Yeah.
Now that I know he was not having nobody in his life, I was not, and I still liked him. I like his demeanor. I like what he was doing. I like how he responded to the older people in the church. He had a group of boys that he used to teach. So I really liked him. I liked how he dressed. I liked how they laughed. I liked everything about the guy.
So you didn't realize that you liked all this before?
No.
You just wasn't paying any attention before?
No, I didn't know.
You was just focused on what you were focused on.
No.
Now that you knew that he liked you, you were able to look at him and then realize these qualities.
That's the guy I like.
Okay.
I like, and I start to pray about it. And I decided, maybe this is the right guy for me. I never even think about that. The other one anymore. I said, maybe this is the right guy for me. And I keep it to myself. And I said, you just start to make plans for my own life. I said, well, this is it. This is it. They look like this is
How old are you guys at this point?
He was 19 going 20. And I was 21, 22.
Okay.
So I said, that is the time. And I make up my mind then. I don't know when it would be. But he did not say he want a girlfriend. He said that I wish you would, you'll be my wife.
Right.
So he wasn't looking for a girlfriend.
Right.
I wasn't looking for a boyfriend.
Right.
Because at those age, you know, a girlfriend, boyfriend. 2 of my friends have girlfriend, boyfriend. 2 times then turn up with baby. The other one a girlfriend and drop out of the church. So from that, me no want no boyfriend. It's me and me alone. There was one boy that I saw and liked me. That is before the girlfriend, boyfriend, and all the others them start drop out with baby. The guy named Norman Tyndall, he was in Bible study. And I went to his place where he was someplace and I carried the letters, go to him. The letter, the work for him to do. And I said, here, Norman, this is the work. And we start to talk. And he said, him like me a lot. I think I like the guy. And the guy started to talk to me. And he started to hug me. And he hugged me and I said, push him off. And he said to me, come on, Sister Price. Come on, Sister Price. They all call me Sister Powell. The boy make mistake.
The wrong person.
And call me Sister Price. Sister Price is one of my friend. So I said, Sister Price. And that was it. I find out he was doing the same thing with Sister Price. From that, I mark off all of them boys in the church. And I take my mission to what I want to do. So when Stephen come in my life, that's it. It's one thing or another. I mean, no one on boyfriend. He must hear about that. So he said, I would like for you to be my wife. And I took it at that point. So now, it's second in my mind. It's second in his mind. My aunt came home. Papa died. Federal Stephen was there, bugging around with us. And she said, Daphne, now that you travel here and you travel there and you do mission work, you didn't finish school and all that time, I want you to go back to America with me. He said, yes, Daphne, when I'm going back after the funeral, I want you to come to America with me. I take a deep breath. I said, Lord have mercy, what is this in my life? Here is a guy who loved me and want me to be his wife. We don't know when. Here is my aunt who want to take me to a foreign country to give me a start in life for school and all that. Where do I go from here? I was sort of, don't know. I just dropped the other eye porous. This one come in my life. Then my aunt want me to go to a foreign country and leave the guy that I really love now. Where do I go?
You're torn.
So I decided to talk to Stephen about it. And I went and I told him, I said, you know, my aunt wanted me to go back with him for a little time. What do you think about it? He said, you know, whatever you want to do, just pray and do it. I said, what do you think? He said, I wouldn't stop you if you want to go. You know, it's an opportunity if you want to go. I don't think we're ready, but if you want to go, that is it. I said, you sure? I said, yes. I said, that's how I make my decision to go.
That's good, though, that he didn't try to stop you from going.
I made my decision to go with my aunt and to leave him. I love him, but we weren't ready. We were still young. Life is before us. That's what God wants for me. And I came and I write him. And every single day of the week, for a year, for nearly 1 year, I get a letter from Steve.
You're writing letters every day.
Every day I get a letter.
How long did it take a letter to get there?
About 5 days.
So you're reading about Monday every Saturday, and then every day you're still getting letters every single day about the
every single day.
Ah.
And that letter start.
And you respond to every message, and he's responding to every message, and you guys just have
so we
letters.
Talk together.
You got letters just going bop, 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 bop.
And then I start to work, and I just didn't start to send, and he start to pick up. After 1 year, him write me. Start to write different kind of letter now. I know that, what on the letter said, the bright light of New York City.
The bright lights, you're getting distracted in them bright lights, Grandma, what's up?
I know you go to church and you meet other people and it start to break me down. But I had nothing like that. I go to church, I meet a guy. One of the girls that I go to church with my group, a lot of young people in my group. One of the girls introduced me, said, Daphne, there's this guy who like you. I'm going to introduce you to him. So I go to the guy. He said, okay. The girl named Mary. I still have in my mind, you know, because but I want to see what this one look like. I'm not lying to you. I had no interest but Steve was writing me nearly a year now. And when the girl tell me, so we went to this evening service, and she was at some side. This guy saw me and he come to me himself and wanted a date to take me for dinner, or take me for something. That's how him started. Could I take you for dinner, or could I take you to the movie or something? I says, no, I'm not interested. I said, you're not interested? You have a boyfriend? I said, no, I have one in Jamaica. He said, what you talking about? You have one in Jamaica? You must be crazy. So the guy said to me, when he look at the boy short, that's a number one. He's short, and I'm going to tell me about boyfriend in Jamaica. I said, no, I'm not interested. I'm not giving him a telephone number. I'm not interested. So the girl come to me now, and she find him, and she said, he's over here. And when me say, he come to me already, I may tell him no. And that was it. So then after that, me and Stephen start. After the 1 year now, him start to write me different kind of letter. And then me start to get letter from other people. Oh, Daphne, your friend stay in Jamaica, and this, that, and this girl is after him, and this, that. And somebody say, you better stay there and go to school. And somebody I get different letter from different. And in my mind, I said, God, what should I do? And after the year, 6 months, now, and start to say, me write him back. And I say, okay, if you're ready, I'll come home. When me tell my auntie she get it crazy. I say, if you're ready to marry, I'll come home. He say, yes, I'm ready. I say, if you're ready, you sure you're ready? And he put something, put something in the letter. One thing in the letter. After we start to talk, very, very close now in letter, he put something in the letter was fresh. That knocked him off. And I like say, we had to meet or something like that. It sounds like we would have to, have kind of some relationship before me. And that's what me interpret. Honey, I write him one letter. I cuss him like dog. I am nothing to check out. I have nothing, and the old car you go by a road, a street that you have to go check out. I have nothing to check out. And I cuss him off in the letter. I cuss him off. It's something like the young man who kind of know me, I mean I know him. And then we talk about set date with my, and he come tell me about something about check out. I said, no, hold car that street you go by. And I cuss him off, and I write the letter. I said, don't make me call me again. And he write back and apologize. And that was it. We go home, we had 3 strikes after me. We go home Christmas. December, way in the December. And I think he was supposed to go New Year's. He come and visit me every evening. So one evening he came. No, the first time he came, he take me out to Christmas. I think it was New Year's Eve because it's Christmas. I just know this guy, We meet and we chat and we have friends. Him have his friends and we all go out together. I have some of my friends and there's a little restaurant around. I said, Stephen, me I hear this and this. We're just going to go have some modeling and with me girls. And him say, okay. He was his friend. When me finish and come out, the big crowd all over the place. No Stephen. I look all over the place. I don't see Stephen. I saw somebody's friend, I said, where's Stephen? Them said, I don't know where Stephen is. Me wait, me look, no Stephen, me no sit all day. The evening get darker now. Me say, we have to go home. On my way home, Stephen left me there. Went to my home, tell my parents he's not responsible for me because he takes me out and I went off on my own. And when he went there, when I was going home, I met him. And he said, I just come from your home. You take off with your friends. That's what you want, who you want to be with. And so I tell him I was a response for you. I said, later for you there. He went his way, strike number 1. We get it at January, right? Strike number 2 and come on this Saturday evening. big bar of chocolate he always carry for me, chocolate bar. That evening I had to go to the post office. But coming from the post office that I go to, the lady that used to sponsor me at Porus, her home is on the street. I stopped there to talk to Sister Welch a little. When I stopped there to talk, he'd ride his bicycle and go to my home.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. And my mother told him I went to the post office.
Mm-hmm.
He met me. And the first thing he said to me, you know I was coming, and you take up yourself and you go on to the post office. Who you have so important writing you that you have to go on to the post office? I said, listen to me, Stephen. I said, listen to me, Stephen. I spent nearly 2 years in America. You don't think that at least I have somebody to write and send me a letter or about? You think that nobody could write me that I have to go to the post office? You think you don't owe me yet, you know? You don't owe me. I went to the post office. So we had a big thing that time. It finished up, our church, we talk, come back. He was in town. That was strike number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Him thinking, hold me, me friends. Strike number 2, me go to post office, and he wanted to know why me have to go to the post office. Strike number 3. So I said, listen to me, man. I don't know you that much, but strike number 2, if you come up, strike number 3. We grow up in the way that you don't take car ride from anybody as a girl with a man.
Right.
Stephen was in town. I didn't know the people who he worked with was in town. And he was driving in the work van or wherever he was going to. And my pastor is an old retired American man. Saw me walking with my umbrella in the sun and stopped and gave me a ride. And I went and sit with the man in the front seat with the man. Stephen car going the other direction.
He saw you.
Saw me in the car with a old white man. And one of you young boy, you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And when he meet me, the guy start to me. And I said, what happened? I didn't know what was wrong. I saw you in a car with a man. That blow my head now. I said, and me and him have it out. But our pastor told us that no girl's supposed to be driving with an old man or a right man. You know, middle day in the car with a man. And Stephen blew it. He said, forget it. That was not yet in come back. I me quarrel. And he said, oh, you know, it's just the principle of things, and him a polish it up and a polish. I said, me not have anything. I said, I'm going to write my aunt now and tell her, I said, send back me visa. I said, I can't be bothered because you think you own me. And he said, all right, Daphne, this is it. We're going to get married in April. Me said, married too. And we talk. He said, okay, we're going to get married. Let's set the date. That is January. Mm-hmm. But I just done first time and said 3 marks and 3 strike is up.
Yeah.
But I had met his parents before, so we decided that, okay. I said, oh, April, that was January, February, March, April, at the end of January, February. He says, okay, we're going to file. I said, all right. He talk about wedding plans and how many people, and because we're the church and small wedding and all that. And I didn't know my sisters, them, it's a small garden wedding, and we planned that together. And we plan how to get the invitation, how much invitation to get, and things, and we plan the date of the wedding. So he decided now we should go to his father's house one day after church. God, live this side, I may live this side. We decided to go to his father. They know we grew up and another because I had met them. Mm-hmm. So when we go now, he tell his parents that we set the date. And we set the date for April 1st. That time everybody married on a Christmas and Sunday. Sunday was a big thing. Mm-hmm. And Stephen's father is he's an intelligent man, but he don't read and write. And him a bad word cusser and him a rum drinker. That is him. Bad word cusser or rum drinker. That's Stephen's father. So when Stephen tell him, he said, what? You're going to get married on Tom Fool Day. All Fool's Day is April 1st. You look like 2 fools already. You cannot marry that day.
Yeah, April Fool's Day, yeah.
That was April Fool's Day. So Miss Bell said, so we said we can push it a week back. No, the 8th. That's how we come up with the 8th. And Stephen's mother said, well, if you two going to get married, you have to get married at my church, but a big cathedral church. So Stephen, first me hear him talk to his mother. He said, what you say, Mom? Daphne and I belong to Battersea Church, and you think we should leave our church to come and get married at your church? Uncle Sam said, me no care what church you no married. All me know say, me have to have my white rum, and me have to drink my right rum that day. And that concluded. We print the invitation, and what we want, a garden wedding, we had a canopy, we think to set up everything. They went and then my aunt came. No, him down on me for my dress. He tell me, say, have his suit and get the ring and everything. What about my dress? I said, my aunt is sending my dress. And him down on me, you need to, I said, don't worry about my dress. I'll be there. I'll be there. Right. I have a dress. You have a wedding dress? I said, yes, my aunt is sending me the dress. She decided that she will send me the dress. I know the friend who did give me the job named Sylvia. I said, Sylvia coming next week, Saturday. And Sylvia is going to bring the dress. And that I think he had a car, he had a little Hillman car that time. And so we decided to go to the airport to meet Sylvia to get the dress. Who come off of the plane was my aunt. My aunt came
that's great.
Bring me the dress. You would like to see my dress. She bring one of the most beautiful dress, whether somebody used it already. And she bring.
Do you have a picture?
Huh?
Do you have a picture?
No.
No, the wedding dress?
Mash up. Everything just went wrong.
Well, let's not get into the details of that.
Everything went wrong for my wedding from that day.
Let's stop right there. We're going to go into wedding day. Next episode, we're going to go into wedding day. All right?
Okay.
That's good. All right. You had a rough wedding day? I can't wait to hear the details. Yeah. All right. That's episode 2 with Daphne.